Welcome back to my channel. I am Ebony Yvonne. This is another segment of Ebony Explains. As you can see, we are inside of ChatGPT. Today, I'm going to explain how you can use this customized ChatGPT feature in order to create custom instructions so that you can get better responses from ChatGPT. So if you want to know how you can leverage these custom instructions, like the video while the intro plays and meet me on the other side.
There's no stopping me now. I know my shot sit down. Money's all over me. I'm called to be rich and be free.
So let's start by talking about what are custom instructions for ChatGPT. I know that a lot of people don't know that this customized ChatGPT feature exists. Some of you may have seen it before, but you haven't actually tapped into it. You haven't tried it out. You're not using it. And let me tell you, you should. When you use customized instructions, in a nutshell, what this is going to do is help you to get more personalized responses to the prompts that you put in. You're going to get more tailored responses, better results, because ChatGPT is going to leverage this information in order to give you a response and formulate responses to your prompts that you put within ChatGPT. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can actually customize these so that you do get the best response possible. Now, you may be wondering, Ebony, why do I even need to use this? Okay, so you can see I already have some custom instructions in here about a little bit about my background, my business, my audience, and then I also have how I like for ChatGPT to respond. So I am going to come over here and I'm going to run a prompt so you guys can see it in action with custom instructions. And while it's doing that, I'll tell you why this is beneficial. So you may want to use custom instructions so that you can actually save time. If you're like me and you're using ChatGPT, pretty much it's like a virtual assistant. I use it a lot when it comes to creating content for my business, coming up with strategies, new products. Instead of me having to enter my business information every single time, tell it my business name, who I am, what I do, who I serve, what type of products I offer, the preferences that I have, instead of me having to enter that over and over every single time, I can input that background business information about who I am, what I do into custom instructions. And so then I could just start my prompt with what I need help with in that moment without having to re-enter that information over and over again. So it's going to boost your productivity, save you a lot of time. But in addition to that, when you leverage custom instructions, it's also going to help you to get more tailored and accurate responses from ChatGPT, because it's going to consider your custom instructions in its output every single time it runs. So those are the benefits of why you want to leverage custom instructions. Okay, so let's get into step by step how you can actually create your own customized ChatGPT custom instructions. And I'm going to share with you my formula that I think works best for this. And so I'm just going to delete this, what I have in here, and then I'll walk you through my formula. And then this is primarily if you are using this for business. So for example, I always start with the business profile and then getting into the products or service offerings, and then the target audience, and then down here how you want ChatGPT to respond. It's best to include the tone, writing style, and audience again. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and fill this information in, and then once I have it, I'll meet you guys on the other side of the time lapse. For the business profile, I'm basically entering a very high level brief description of my business, who I am, the name of my business, how long I've been in business, and just the industry that I'm in. So in addition to the business profile, I'm entering details about my products and service offerings by basically talking about what products and services I offer, what type of products, and then giving what my products and services are related to. And you can even go as far as including your competitive advantage or what makes your products and services unique. And then lastly, you want to make sure that you add your target audience, which is going to be the primary customers that you serve. You want to enter their demographics as well as any pain points or any unique details that you want ChatGPT to know about your audience. So now that I've basically entered my business information, I've input my products and services, what I offer, and then I have a general overview of my audience, who they are. What I want to do now is input the second box down here where it says how would you like ChatGPT to respond. And so basically I'm going to add the tone, writing style, and audience again. So because my audience is primarily made up of experts who formerly work corporate professionals, accountants, lawyers, financial advisors, I still have a very professional, authoritative tone that I use with my audience, but then the writing style is more conversational so that it's not so tight and button up. So for the tone and writing style, I'm just going to say, please respond in English in a authoritative, I still spelled it wrong, guys, come on. In a authoritative tone, and the writing style should be conversational for a female millennial audience. All right. And so there you have it. That's what I have for my custom instructions. Basically, the first box where it says, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses? You want to enter as much detail as possible about who you are, your brand, your company, what you do, what you offer, as well as your target audience, who your products and services are for. And then in the second box, how would you like ChatGPT to respond? This is how you want your responses to be formulated in English, the tone that you want ChatGPT to respond in, and the writing style. And again, the writing style based on your particular audience. Now, in how you want ChatGPT to respond, you'll notice in the pop-up it does have suggestions for additional things that you can add, as far as if you want it to be formal or casual. If you want to dictate the length, you could also dictate the temperature as well. And if you want to know more about adding temperatures, temperature is basically a number that you could put in between like 0.2, 0.8, as far as how you want your response. If you want it to be more whimsical or if you want it to be more logical, you can add that as well. But I don't recommend adding that into your custom instructions, because as you're actually writing prompts, you will notice that sometimes these things can vary. And so sometimes you may want a more formal response. In other situations, you may want a more casual response. Some instances, you're creating a social media post, you may want it to be very short. Sometimes you may want it to be long. So I do find that it's best to have this type of information, the temperature, the length of it, if it's casual or whatever, just enter that into your prompt. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself constantly having to come into your custom instructions so that you can change it and tweak it each time you want to actually use your prompts. So in a nutshell, this is what I recommend for your formula: entering your business profile, your offerings, your target audience, and then how you want ChatGPT to respond based on your tone, writing style, and your audience. So now I'm just going to go ahead and save this, and then we're going to do a before and after comparison. I'm going to show you the response that I get when I'm using custom instructions versus using the same exact prompt without custom instructions. Okay. All right, so now let's do a side-by-side comparison of using ChatGPT with custom instructions and without custom instructions. So over here on the left, we are going to run this prompt and we're going to use it with custom instructions, and then we're going to run it without. All right, so let's take a look at our responses. So over here on the left, this is a response with me having custom instructions enabled. As you can see, it already responded with my name. Absolutely, Ebony. Here's 5 quick and impactful strategies. So it says leverage LinkedIn, and then it gives me a specific example that I can use. It says showcase your expertise, such as 5 essential strategies for scaling your coaching practice. And then it goes on to say create value-packed Instagram story series, plan a 3-day story series. And then it gives you ideas on what you could do for each day. And then it talks about launching a TikTok challenge, email campaign, and then collaborate with influencers or industry experts. And then it says bonus tip, optimize your profiles. Okay, so that's the response with using custom instructions. Let's look at the response without custom instructions. You can see it says absolutely. I don't even get a mention. It doesn't even say a name or anything. And then here's 5 actionable steps you can take. And you can see segment email campaigns. So it does give you some ideas, but you can see they're not tailored and specific to me, the industry, what I do, and the type of products and services that I have. And then it does talk about using LinkedIn, but it's more general. It says create some Instagram reels and stories, and then it gives you different ideas that you can use versus in the first example, it literally told us exactly what to do, right? Because it knows more information about our brand. It's like, hey, you can create a 3-day story series. Day 1, do this. Day 2, do this. Day 3, do this. And then over here, it's saying, here are some things that you can do on Instagram Reels or stories, right? And so it tells you behind the scenes, customer testimonials, whatever, but it's just kind of generic. And then it says TikTok challenges or trends, and then promote content across platforms. So there you have it. That is a side-by-side comparison of actually using the same exact prompt with custom instructions and without custom instructions. So there you have it. You can see firsthand how leveraging those custom instructions in ChatGPT can really impact how you get tailored, more personalized, more accurate responses from your prompts in ChatGPT. Now, just a couple of tips for continuous improvements. Even if you set up your custom instructions, feel free to go back and tweak them at any time. If you notice your responses aren't necessarily hitting the mark, it could be because of the content that you put in your custom instructions. So feel free to tweak them as you go so that you can personalize and get better responses. And then also just make sure that you experiment with different custom instructions as well, right? So you can experiment with having more detailed instructions versus, a higher general overview of your business profile, your products and services. And then you may want to experiment with being more detailed. You can actually go in and type out your entire client avatar. You can list all of the products and services that you offer. You can talk about your business, the name, how long you've been in business. You can get more detailed and probably get even more personalized responses. So feel free to experiment and play around with custom instructions and see how that impacts the results that you get. Aside from that, I just want to say thank you guys so much for stopping by my internet home. If you made it this far in the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, so that you'll be the first one to know anytime I upload other videos just like this. Bye, y'all.